Almost Free American here. I wanted to make a little video and particularly a message to the white power racist type groups that are out there, whether it's the white power skinheads, Ku Klux Klan, Christian Identity, any neo-Zion or Aryan Nation groups, any neo-Nazi groups, but I also want to include groups such as Black Panthers for what I'm going to talk about includes them as well. You know, there's an old Arabic proverb that's echoed in many various forms in other cultures, says that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now, if you consider certain races to be your enemy, then in particular this message goes out to you. I'd just like to remind everyone out there that the freedom movement has nothing to do with race, and in fact, any sort of racism or racial tendencies or racial agenda is actually destructive to the overall cause for everybody. There's no room in the freedom movement for racism. Part of the freedom movement in this country is anchored by the Declaration of Independence, which says we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Your rights are no more important than the next guy's rights, regardless of his skin color, regardless of his ethnicity, and any sort of steps that you take to try to box in one particular group so that it meets your particular political or in some cases religious ideas is wrong. Now, I'm not going to sit here and debate all of the reasons why racism I believe is wrong. I'm not going to debate philosophies and all of these other things that are like that. I'm just here to state a matter of fact. And the fact is that we all have one common enemy, and that unless we are willing to group together to fight that enemy, we are all going to lose. That enemy, if you haven't figured it out by now, are the globalist government officials that are out there that we ignorantly, or sometimes we weren't necessarily ignorant, but we were lied to, we elected them into office. These neoconservatives, these globalists, these socialists, those are the enemies of this country. Those are the enemies of our Constitution. Not the guy next to you who happens to have a different skin pigment than you. It's got nothing to do with anything in this movement. You can squabble all you want about, various religious texts, various philosophical concepts, but what it gets right down to is that unless you're willing to protect the rights of the guy next to you, that animosity will eventually find its way and reach all the way back to you. Because eventually there will be a group that, for whatever reason, will marginalize you, will take your rights away because of the way your skin color is, or the way you wear your hair, or the way maybe that you feel like you should be able to dress. Racism affects everybody, but it affects this cause to such a great degree that I'm just going to ask all of my fellow patriots out there that happen to hold these kinds of ideas about racism. Again, I'm not here to try to change your ideology, but I am asking you to focus on who the real enemy is and to put aside any sort of ridiculous little squabbles you might have. And that way we can reach and get to the main enemy. United we stand, but divided with these stupid little squabbles and marginalizing of certain groups, it's not going to cut it. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, does not matter to me. What matters is that this country was founded on certain principles of equality and liberty for all men. If you love this country, then you must put away your own agendas. We must come together and unite. That's all that I needed to say on this one. Almost Free America now.